This right here is a portion of an article. It's not the entire article. It's something that someone captured from another forum sent to me. So anyway, but it's got a key point in it. Again, it's from an it's a section or a portion of an article though. That's what I want to stress to you. So in this it says in the context of the corona crisis and its associated cash crisis, a new currency foreign exchange mechanism. So right there they're saying they want to introduce a new currency foreign exchange mechanism or tool should be adopted to support the banking and banking sector. As the Central Bank of Iraq has stopped selling the dollar, so they're telling you right there, I showed that to you guys this morning. They talked about stopping selling the dollar in cash to the exchange companies through banks. This mechanism is done by giving companies a foreign exchange by providing a statement of beneficiaries and the need for travel tickets, and then they make payments according to the customer's desire, either in cash or in the account balances of electronic cards to the public. So again, they talked about, it says a new currency. Okay, so just want to share that with you. That mentions introducing a new currency. Okay, next article. Al-Zarafi submits an application to Parliament to set the date for the extraordinary session and vote on the cabinet and ministerial curriculum. On Sunday, April 5th, the Prime Minister Al-Zarafi submitted an official request to Parliament to fix the date for the extraordinary session in order to vote on the cabinet and the ministerial platform. A familiar source with the interview, Al-Zarafi submitted a request that Iraqi Parliament set a date for the extraordinary session to vote on the government program and the cabinet. Remember, guys, the government program is everything that happens after the rate change. Okay, the Iraqi Prime Minister designate announced yesterday, Saturday, the completion of his new cabinet while warning of the government's inability to secure employee salaries. Al-Zarafi said in a statement, I completed my government formations of competencies from inside Iraq, and I am waiting for Parliament to determine a session to vote on the government program. Iraq is going through a disaster, and the government may not be able to secure salaries, explaining that oil belongs to the people and the government has no right to dispose of this wealth in an appropriate way. Right there, guys, the oil belongs to the people. It does. Per Iraq's constitution, the oil does belong to the people, but they can't start or cutting the checks, the oil checks. Again, guys, that is article, or that's the oil and gas law, guys. That's the oil and gas law right there when he says the oil belongs to the people. Okay, so right there, the oil belongs to the people. That is the oil and gas law. All right, or the HCL, like the hydrocarbon law. But again, they cannot. I told you guys all through last year they cannot implement that until after the rate change occurs because the currency has to be internationally recognized. Okay. Next paragraph, Al-Zarafi continued, I call on political forces to join hands and drop a plan during the next 3 months to provide wages for social welfare. So as you guys saw, he talked about the government program. Again, that's everything that's all the brand new. That's really the reforms is what it's another name for reforms. The government program. That's just another title for reforms. Okay. And then right after that, you saw where he said the oil belongs to the people. Again, that's the oil and gas law or the HCL, the hydrocarbon law. All right, the last paragraph, and the possibility that Iraq will be a battleground for international conflict. Al-Zarafi stressed, I spoke with the international coalition, and we will not allow Iraq to be a battleground for regional and international conflicts. Next article. The Trade Bank of Iraq issues an explanation regarding the work of ATMs. The Iraqi Trade Bank issued today, Monday, an explanation regarding the work of ATM machines. The central bank said in a statement, all ATMs continue to operate around the clock in Baghdad and the provinces. Next article, the vote on the cabinet next week and Zarfi government will pass by an overwhelming majority. Now, what I stressed to you guys yesterday, notice how they coincidentally just magically have the government even or the new government's almost complete and ready for final vote, you know, in the week right before we suspect, or literally right before the weekend, we suspect the rate's going to change. Okay. That's not coincidence, guys. Okay. And now here's another thing. Yesterday, there was an article that we saw. It was either Saturday or Sunday, but the article basically said that they might be voting on the cabinet this week, either Wednesday or Thursday. What I want to show with you guys, this one right here, it says next week. Okay, sometimes through translation, next week actually means this week. So that just, even though it's saying next week, it's not necessarily saying physically next week. It could be just a translation problem referencing this week. Okay, so because they kind of already told us really more towards the end of this week is what I want to share with you. Okay, so now the article. On Monday, suggested that Parliament session will hold a vote on the cabins of Prime Minister designate al-Zarfi and pass by an overwhelming majority, denying the existence of any from the blocs of opposing. That gentleman said in an interview with Al Masla that mechanisms through the Prime Minister designate al-Zarfi was entrusted are constitutional and legal mechanisms and can be revoked through constitutional verses, which is setting a date for session to vote with approval or rejection of the government booth and the government curriculum of the taxpayer. Al-Qajafi said that al-Zarfi submitted a request to hold a meeting to vote on the ministerial cabinet, which we expect to be next week to complete the preventative measures in light of the exceptional health conditions we are living in today due to the corona epidemic. Al-Qajafi added that all is proposed about the agreement of the parties objecting al-Zarfi is an alternative candidate for him or just attempts to pressure and mix the papers. There is no agreement until the moment of any candidate stressing that the Zarfi government will pass by an overwhelming majority due to the clear desire of most of the representatives to change and bring in a strong and capable government to bring the country to safety in light of the current challenges. That's all I have for you guys today in news. God bless you guys and have a wonderful day. On to the next video.